Okay. Prehistory. Initially, in primitive society, man's relationship with nature was one of total dependence, and survival was difficult due to climatic conditions and the difficulty of protect oneself. In this primitive community, man built and used the first working instrument, initially based on stone and stick. Later, he dominated fire and used ceramics. At that the time, man it's totally subject to the design of natural. Primitive man believed that designs were the products of natural or extended forces. Old age. The communities are the need to organize themselves in different kinds of work, and they are carried out according to the government policies established for a race, class, and economic means, regardless of their reach, their ability to work, which was limited according to the type of work they develop. The first step toward the recognition of health are taken. Ancient age 1000 BC in Greece, the treatment of the shoemakers and artisans was contemplated, while in the Rome their first associations were formed. Mesopotamia, the legal code of Hammurabi was created by King Hammurabi, where the duties and rights of the community were raised, protection for artisans, and compensation for action at war year 4000 BC. In Egypt, medical dream and occupation health action were performed on warriors. Egypt, there were law for civils, emblem and arms manufacturing. They were ordained by Pharaoh. In the Greece, one the most slave societies. Meaning was there many work activity and there were unsafe of hygiene measure and worked who did or were disabled were placed by other. Hippocrates 4016 13,017 BC described the minerals elements type to the work performance. It relates to a specific alignments, visit world centers, and definitive to the case of alignments. Aristotle 30,084 30,022 BC physical deformation preceded by occupied activities, planning the need to their prevention and investigate poisons. In Rome, do not contribute much in aspect of occupation health. For begin and state in which the work was done included by a slave, but is done legislation in relation to the public health. For the benefits of the civilians protecting the data attacking many there again pets and desserts that affect the civilians. Feeling 62 and 113 AD describe the desires of save the danger of helium, zinc, and sulfur enunciated prevent norm for mineral in lead and mercury mines. And Le Galen 113 and 200 AD Respiratory discerns associated with lead vapors in mined worked study of discerns of minerals and gladiators and tanners.
The Middle Age. The period of the Middle Age began at this time was very little head development because only members were given health. The brotherhoods and associates attend to the case of their injured workers and they relish underserved workers as a charity. The first approach to occupational health were published by Paracelso en un libro titulado Sobre el mal de las minas y otras enfermedades de los mineros. In this decade, the crash in occupational disease with the development of industrial exploitation. The Renaissance. The first law that protect workers were published. Ulrich Elebaf, 1473, was the first printed document dealing with occupational safety and health, pointing out some occupational diseases. Vesalio, 1541-1542. The principles of the Galileo are reviewed by resuming occupational issues. George Agricola, 1492-1555, ventilatory deficiencies were shown as a cause of occupational disease. Paracelso, 1498-1541, emphasis on the ventilatory problem inner.
Age. Bernardino Ramazzini, 1633 of 1714. He published in 1700 the book De Morbis Artificum Tetribus. The book includes 42 professions and the second edition includes 54. He is known as the father of occupational health. 1760. Industrial Revolution. More workers were incorporated, men, women, and children. Its development leads to the use of more labor and mechanical systems that are much more complicated and dangerous for those who handle them, causing accidents and work or occupation disease. 1778. Charles III from Spain gave the Edict of Protection of Workers from Work Accidents. 1796. National Revolution. The social security model, the workers' union, were created by promoting improved labor facilities and regulation. 1802. The English Parliament made regulation of work in factories that limited work hours and set minimum levels for hygiene, health, and education for workers. 1828. Robert Owen launched a promising for the environmental education and motivation working system. 1839. Tanqueray Desplanches collected the medical description of more than 1,000 cases of poisoning in his book Traité des maladies du plombeau-saturnisme. 1841. The Children's War Law emerged. 1844. Fifth laws to protect women's work. 1848. Whole legislation for industry. Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels, they worked on rights of workers. They were the promoters of unionization that would serve as a channel for improving working conditions and safety. 1850, inspectors began to verify replaced with the standard covering various companies from factories to workshops in general. 1803 Two fundamental laws were developed in Germany: the Fifth Social Insurance Law and the Fifth Worker Compensation Law. 1890 The legislation that protects suicides and workers from occupational hazard was widespread. 20th century 1901 Thomas Oliver wrote about hazardous occupation and typical diseases of workers. Labor medicine is distributed all over the world. 1918 The World Labour Organization in the 155th The Convention referred to the safety and health of workers, being accepted by all country members. In 1931 it is created Prevention of Accident and Work. Ocean law, the use of investigating and conducting inspections to determine compliance with standards. 20th century Guatemala, El Salvador, Argentina, and Colombia started to develop laws to protect workers from accident and work, and gradually in the rest of Central and Southern nations. Occupational disease and occupational health were exempt as labor rights protected by their countries.